Career choices, life choices. You have learned my strategy, my trade plan. You know how to adjust everything you learned to make it work for yourself. You know how to keep up momentum once you are profitable, how to stay profitable. You know how to journal, how to adjust your strategy to changing market conditions, and so on. But now the real question comes, in what direction do you really want to go? And I think most of us, we never think too much about this question. Although it is very important, because trading is such a vast field. I mean, there are thousands of markets, literally. There are tons of positions you can take on. Most of us, when we start trading, we just want to be an independent trader. But for 95% of us, or even more, that doesn't make sense at all. Because most of us, we are social animals, of course. We need our office environment, even if you don't believe it. Most of us are. I don't need this, okay? I can sit in front of my computer for a whole month, not talk to anyone, and keep my sanity. But I think most people cannot, as from my experience. And I mean, there are so many choices. You can be an independent trader, for example. You can be a prop trader, a bank trader, fund manager. You can open your own fund. You can be an analyst. You can be a writer. You can be an educator. You can be so many things in this industry, okay? You can even use your knowledge about trading, for example, to get hired with a broker and combine your trading skills and knowledge with other skills you have learned in another career, for example. And that is just something you should keep in mind, that being an independent trader is the goal which we all start out with, but ultimately is not the best career choice for you as a person. And for me, the ultimate goal was always to start my own fund, to have an office, to interact with other people, trade with other people, and basically trade other people's money. And that was always my ultimate goal, and I'm still working on it. I will get there very soon. But for right now, what I want you to think about is the big question: trade other people's money or not? My definite answer is yes. Your goal as a trader should always be to trade other people's money, not your own funds. I mean, you can trade your own funds on the side, but trading other people's money brings a lot of advantages. For example, if you start and advance your trading career with this goal, this will tune you into the professional mindset that you need. Why? Because you always think about the risk and protecting your capital first. If you trade other people's money, then automatically your thinking will shift from I can make $1 million on this trade to I can lose 800,000 on this trade. And you will automatically assume positions which are less risky or have much higher reward than risk. You won't take ridiculous trade sizes and you won't overtrade, as this is not necessary when you trade other people's money, alright? You will have to follow a process and become accountable to yourself and your investors, of course. So, what is a good performance if you trade other people's money? Let's assume 20% per annum, alright? That is a stellar return already. Everything above 20% is pretty much the exception. For example, look at Peter Brand, 40% per annum over 5 decades. Incredible trader. And there are, of course, some other people that make this kind of return. But what your goal should be, 20% per year, slightly outperforming the stock indices, for example. And you will attract so much money that you even won't know how to spend it. All right. And if you start trading with this in your mind, that you really only need to make 20%, your trading will shift so much. So if you trade your own account, then of course, like the expectation is you take $2,000 and you turn those $2,000 into $50 million, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it has been done before, but you will not do it, trust me. And so, for example, if you trade other people's money, let's say you risk 0.5% per trade, then you need to make 2 hours per week for 4% per month, or 50% per annum uncompounded, right? Let that sink in for a moment. Assuming a 50% win rate with a 2-to-1 reward to risk, and you take 4 trades a week, you lose 2, you win 2, right? Of course, it won't always be like this, but sometimes you lose 4 in a row, then you win 4 in a row, you lose 10 in a row, and you win 10 in a row, and so on. And then, of course, if you use percentage-based risk management, then for every 1% you lose, you have to make up a little bit more than 1%, and so on. But let's assume for now that you are trading a money-based risk management. If you lose 2R, then you have to win 2R, you are back at even. So you lose 2, you win 2, you come out at plus 2R. So at around 200 trades per year, you will make more than enough to attract other people money. That is all you need, alright? 4 AAA trades per week, watching 10 pairs. Does that sound hard? Yes, it is. Because you lack the patience. But the market offers this, alright? Those 4 AAA trades per week, they are there every single week. And I don't care how long I have to sit in front of my screen. Sometimes I sit here for 20 hours. 8 hours back to back, and nothing happens. And then suddenly on Friday, I get 5, 6, 7 good trades. Bam, bam, bam. And then I'm overshooting my weekly target, for example. So you only need those 4 trades a week. Assuming you trade 5 hours per day, that's 24 hours per week. That's 1 trade every 5 hours roughly, alright? Or every 6 hours. The problem is, do you have the patience to sit there for 6 hours and do nothing? Or even longer? That is the real problem. Once you can fix that, and you can fix that with the professional mindset. If you trade other people's money, you will automatically get into this mindset. Now, if you trade your own small account, will you have the patience to wait for those 4 AAA trades? No. I think you will need at least 50,000 US or more to achieve the same mindset. Okay, 50,000 US, you risk 0.5%, it's 250 USD. Those are monetary sizes which most of us, where most of us start to become more risk averse. Okay, 250 USD, you have a trade of 2-to-1, you make 500. That's like you can buy a PlayStation, or you can pay your rent every month with just 1 trade. And that is those are bet sizes where most of us will start to think more professionally. But below that, really, most of us are just gambling. So the answer is simple. We want to trade other people's money. There is no way around it. Now the question is, how do we get other people's money? Well, you can always start your own fund. You just go to a city like Hong Kong, you make your connections. You will very, very quickly find people that are willing to invest into your product. You need an audited track record of at least 3 years minimum. And those people, they want to see minimum drawdowns. Basically, they don't want to see any drawdowns, which is why you have to trade incredibly small risk. And of course, as soon as you trade other people's money, you will automatically assume small risk, because you don't want to have to explain to them that 20% drawdown. Okay, then you lose all your investors, and that hurts. So there are other ways to get funded besides starting your own fund, which is basically, for example, topsteptrader.com, which is a program to get funded. I think the biggest account they have is 150,000 USD. Just go there and check it out. Then you have the whole social trading thing, DarwinX, and there are some, like, I don't want to call names here, but there are some sites in this industry which function the same like DarwinX, but DarwinX and fundseeder.com by Jack Schwager, they are the most honorable ones, I want to say. I don't want to call names here, but for example, Zulu Trade, well, take a look, but I wouldn't go there, right? But what those sites do is basically that you publish your performance, and people can then invest into your performance, and you keep a cut. So for example, you make 5% a month, you have 100,000 euros in investors' capital. So those people make 5,000 off of you, you get to keep 20%, 1,000 euros. This is a great exercise if you ever want to start your own managed fund. I would suggest everyone to open a DarwinX account as soon as possible, because you will automatically publish your performance to a wide audience, and you will then attract investors' capital. And even if you are not profitable yet, just do it. It is really, really a great exercise for your mind. Of course, psychologically, it is a whole different beast than trading your own money, but in a good way. You will be much better off than trading independently. You will have more access to resources and people, and thus more chances to succeed in the long term. Okay? Networking is in every profession, even in a profession like trading. Networking is one of the main factors why people are successful or not. And the bigger your trading network, the more traders you know, the more investors you know, the more brokers you know, the more anything, the better. You will get more exposure, you will make other people notice you, and you will thus increase your chances for branching out into other ventures, okay? Investment opportunities. Maybe someone wants you to give a talk for them and at an expo, and then a fund notices you, and so on, okay? And you can still have the same lifestyle like as an independent trader. That is the important thing. I mean, so many of us, we are in this for the lifestyle. We want to have freedom. And even trading your own fund or trading for Fundseeder or Darwinix, for example, you can still have the same lifestyle like as an independent trader. You just have more responsibility, which will automatically make you more accountable, which will then affect your performance. And if you still want to trade independently, think hard, because it is not the best way to do this. Definitely not. Okay, those are my 2 cents about this topic. If you have questions about what it takes to trade other people's money, especially psychologically, then just let me know. I've been doing it for quite some time now, and it can be a pain in the ass, but there are some rules you should establish, especially how to communicate with your investors, and you will get the hang of it, you will learn it. So in order to make a sustainable career out of this, as I said, you need to keep your momentum, you need to keep your mental capital, because without it, you won't be able to trade, and then it's basically game over. So take holidays, never forget, please. Don't become complacent once you are profitable. Never stop learning, analyzing, improving. As one great trader said, once you think you are good, you will get burned. Always challenge yourself and create as many income streams as possible. Ideally, you don't want to have trading as your main source of income. You want to have trading as a way to increase your wealth and your bottom line, or even make you rich, but you don't want to depend on trading income to feed your family. Get your validation from outside of the trading world, really important. For example, sports, family, wife, whatever, okay? Just you can't link your mental well-being to the markets, because the markets, they go up and down. There's variance, okay? There will be periods where you lose, there will be periods when you win. And you can be happy about that, you can celebrate, and you can be a little bit down about it. That's normal, we are all human. But it shouldn't affect you to the point where it affects your relationships or your mood in such a way that it affects your life. So get your validation from outside of the trading world. Write music, play video games, I don't know. Just find something other than trading which gives you as a person value. And then you will be just fine. This is my opinion on the whole matter. I've been in this industry for 10 years now, and I'm still learning every day. I am still improving every day, and I still get taken to school once in a while. This is just the beauty of this job, and it is also what drives so many people insane. Because resting on your laurels in this profession will get you nowhere. If you work in a corporation, once you're in the job, there's not much else to do for you, and you're basically set for life. But this will never work in trading. You have to be aware of this, and then you will do just fine. Thank you so much for your trust and your time, and see you on the forum.